Hey everybody, I just finished another book in the Ghost of Fear Street series. This is Field of Screams. I do have a little bit of nostalgia for this book, even though I didn't read it as a kid. This is my first read through. But yeah, I do want to tell a quick story. When I was a kid, we went to this flea market, and I remember stumbling upon the Ghost of Fear Street series for the first time there. And I remember I was collecting the Goosebumps at the time, and I picked this up, and I was like, wow. I thought the cover looked really cool, very colorful. I love this cover. I think Mark Garrow, I think is his name, done this cover. But yeah, I never wanted to read this book though because it was like a sports book. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not a big sports guy. I'm kind of nerdy. I never really liked sports growing up. I do follow professional wrestling, if that really counts for anything. But yeah, the story itself is pretty simple. There's this guy named Buddy Sanders. He loves baseball. He loves playing baseball, but he doesn't like to lose, and he always loses. And just once, he wants to be on a team that wins. One day, him and his friend, her name is Eve, they're like practicing hitting the baseball, and he's kind of teaching her how to catch and stuff like that. He ends up hitting the ball really far across the street at this old creepy Fear Street house. So he goes over there, he sneaks through the fence to go find it, and he crawls under the porch to get it when this old man grabs his leg and pulls him out. The old man lifts him straight up in the air, demands, what are you doing in my yard and all this. And he says he's just getting a baseball. So he's like, you really like baseball? And he said, yes. So the old man introduces himself as Ernie, I think. I think his name's Ernie. So he says, hold on a second, I want to show you something. So he goes inside and brings out this photo album. And he says, this is the class of 1947. This almost sounds like the haunted school now that I'm thinking about it. But I think it's 1947. And there's this guy named Buddy Gibson who is on the team, who is really, really good. And yeah, he kind of talks to him about it for a minute. And the guy asks, what's one thing that you can have if you could have anything in the world? And Buddy Sanders says that he wants to be on a winning team. So the next day they're at a baseball game, and Buddy Sanders gets hit in the head with a baseball. He gets knocked out. He wakes up. He is in the past. He is in 1947, where there's driving really big old cars. They don't know what TV is. There's a bunch of other stuff that I didn't really realize wasn't a thing then. But yeah, he's living with this coach and his son named Boog, B-O-O-G. And yeah, it's and that's pretty much the story. I enjoyed the exploration of like Fear Street, like in the past. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, the story was pretty straightforward. I did enjoy it, even though it was a sports story. The scenes with the actual creepiness are really good. I think that if this book would have had a overall different theme of like not sports, I would have liked it more. But I'm not. Other kids aren't like me. They probably like sports. So yeah, if I was a big sports guy growing up, I probably would have loved this. Yeah, there are some creepy scenes though with the Ernie, who is he's later revealed to be the bus driver for this thing. We do get a reveal of how, like, what happened to this old team, and they were called the Doom Squad because they dominated the sports and all that, or baseball. But towards the end, they had this, like, they went to like a championship game, and they lost, and so they're driving home, and their bus stalled out across the railroad tracks and got hit by a train. Ernie tells us this at the beginning. But yeah, I like this story. It was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite necessarily of the Ghost of Fear Street series, but it was pretty good. I don't really know much more to say about it. I thought it was I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was bad. The sports things, I did kind of lose interest when they started talking about sports, but that's just natural for me. I do recommend this if you like the book, if you like these kind of sports stories and the Ghost of Fear Street stuff, but it did have its creepy moments. The moment where he's in his room and he tries to turn on a lamp and it sparks and shuts off, and then his overhead light shuts off, and there's this like ghostly presence. We don't really know what that is, and I'm not going to reveal that here. And because it does kind of get a little confusing of who it actually is. But yeah, Field of Screams was pretty good book. Not the best, but a pretty decent one. I didn't think it was that bad. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Or I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. But yeah, I don't know much more else to say about this, but please let me know in the comments below. What did you think about Field of Screams? I'm only 2 books away from officially reading all of the Ghost of Fear Street books. I do plan on rereading a lot of these, to kind of go back and do reviews for this. But yeah, Field of Screams gets 3 out of 5 stars from me, guys. I think that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.